Hello, spooky hole in the wall. The Cranium Rat Collective.
I'm gone.
Oh. I enjoy spooky. Well, hello. Oh, yes. Am I going to talk to the rats? Look at the rats. All of their little eyes are glowing. I don't know what I don't understand. I can accept that the red eyes are the red dots are their eyes. And that makes sense. They wouldn't, like, always glow, but, like, this is a CRPG, you gotta sell it in some way. But, like, you would see, like, reflections off of eyes in the dark and so on. It happens with light and so on. What are the green lights? I don't get what those are. All of them are above a red light. Are their brains glowing in the Cranium Rat Collective? And they have different brightnesses of brain? Their eyes are uniform, but their brains is not. You are staggered by the sound of hundreds of voices speaking as one into your mind. There is a depth and insistence to the communication that beggars speech.
Speak your purpose here, biped, and speak swiftly and true. You are in the halls of many as one. You will not leave, but by our grace. Know that we can read your mind and smell your lies.
This is great. I know that it was, like, this is technically foreshadowed from the beginning when they set up the Cranium Rats, but I did not know that we would actually, like, meet and interact with the entire Cranium Rat Collective at some point, like, as a character. They're just explaining a quirky enemy type that shows up sometimes. Oh my god, you can just obliterate the undead with the Cranium Rats. If I was given a really specific reason to, like, dislike all the undead and like the Cranium Rats, then maybe, but I don't think I have that reason. This one's kind of dumb. So you can say, I thought you might know this, the Silent King is merely a skeleton, he has no power. And that reveals the secret, that there is no Silent King, and then they would come in and wipe them out, probably. The other one is really dumb. I thought you might like to know this. The Silent King is too strong to attack. Stay away from the dead nations or the corpses will destroy you. I understand what they're going for here. Like, they're going for the idea of, like, this resolves the conflict by having the rats obliterate the skeletons. And so that beggars the idea of there being an opposite response that resolves the conflict in the opposite direction. But it makes way more sense to find, like, a weakness of the Cranium Rats and reveal that to the skeletons, and then they would, like, use that. Having both of the options be here in the conversation with the rats, and it be phrased this way, which is, like, as far as I know, the Silent King, like, the first option even implies that the threat of the Silent King that is supposedly understood to be true is what's holding them back right now. So the second option doesn't do anything, because it just says the thing that they already think, supposedly. So it shouldn't, like, conclude this situation in any way. Like, it's just kind of just like a dumb piece of dialogue. It doesn't really make much sense, like, as a thing you would say, and it would affect someone's decision making, given that it's just what they already think. It's not new information, like, all is lost, here's why you'll never succeed. It's just, like, a repeat of what they already think, as implied by the fact that you can choose this other option. Weird. Who are you?
We are the eyes in the dark places. We are the many who think as one. We do not answer your questions. You will answer ours. What are you doing in this place, so far from the lighted corridors of humankind?
There's a collection of brain vermin. We'd best be gone as soon as possible. They'll crush your mind. I've seen 10 to 20 of them lay ambushes for drunks, sabotage buildings, and I even heard a rumor that they can cast spells when there's lots of them. I cannot imagine what 100 or more of the pests might be able to do together. The voices in your head. The voices in your head, though they possess no sound, are nearly deafening. We command those with you to silence. You are in the warrens of thought. Many as one reigns supreme. Speak your mind, and remember that we can hear your lies. What do you want in the lightless tunnels? I came to see you, many as one. You lie, biped. We have no traffic with your kind, no need, no desire. You were seen in the scavenger village, talking to the cripple king. You are a spy. You are an assassin. No, I am not. You lie. How can you prove that I'm not lying? How can I prove that I'm not lying? Prove yourself worthy of trust. Go to the halls of the walking king. Kill the silent king. Kill him. That is an unreasonable request. That is such a high payment for proving that you are trustworthy. To no particular end. But they are just rats. It's not even kill the crippled king, or like kill any of the people that are related to the people you're a spy for. Kill this third faction that you may have never met before, and may have never heard of before. Why don't you do it? The dead. Entrenched, are they? Difficult to harm. Their silent king. A mystery he is. We do not like such mysteries. We strike when we can succeed without doubt. The silent king makes us doubt. I will not. Then, biped, you will die. Try and kill me. No, I don't want to kill the rats either. I don't want to kill the rats, but I also don't want to promise to kill the entire faction that... I mean, most of them seem dangerous, to be fair. But a lot of them are just there to be left alone. I guess I can accept and not do it. No, I'm not. How can I prove I'm not? What could you possibly offer me? We have much to offer. Safe passage. The lives of your friends. Ah. Not killing. That would work if I cared about these people. Alright. Alright, what do I have to do?
Updated my journal.
You are wise to accept our dictates. Journey to the halls of the dead. Strike down their silent ruler. Return here and we shall discuss reward. I've already been there. Tell us what you know, biped. I have nothing yet. Then be gone. We have no use for you, nor answers, until you have brought us the answers we seek. Okay. You can let it sit there, I guess.
I'm gone.
I'm still wondering if the Silent King is the Silent King the skull that I need? Like, do I have to betray the undead in order to get Morte back? I don't think I know what the skull is. Lothar told me to move aside the divan in the center of the room to reveal a passageway leading to caverns below the house. Once there, I am to pass into the catacombs and find a tomb beyond the drowned nations. In that tomb, there is a skull of great value. When I bring it to him, he will return more to me.
Shit, that was me, wasn't it? He wanted my skull, but there's no one in that tomb because it's a tomb to myself, from myself to myself. Lothar told me to collect another skull to replace the one that I could not find in the trapped tomb. Now, am I just endlessly misinterpreting and fucking up this quest? I'm so sorry. I don't... Do I just need to give him a skull? Did I have a skull at the time when I met him? Guess I should keep one skull in my inventory just in case. But I also don't know where Lothar is. Did I actually not need to go down here because I met him after I'd already done the entire area? I don't, These quests are hard to parse when you're juggling them with everything else and you're just not entirely sure exactly what they wanted before.
I'm gone.
Aye. Might as well.
That was a lot to read.
Right.
It's just some kind of door that you can't lockpick somehow. No other exits apparently.
All right.
Where was the specific were-rat that was a guard? Was it just a generic were-rat and then they stopped? That was just an interaction that happened automatically? The were-rat hisses at you, but stays its hand from its obvious desire to attack. Instead, it slinks backwards, keeping an eye on you. There was a specific rat that talked to me when I came in here, but they don't seem to be here anymore.
Done. I'm gone.
Hello, knifed ghoul. I have that knife you've got tucked in your belt. I could give you copper. How do I feel like I've never had food for this guy still. He doesn't want my intestines, apparently. Huh. Usually meat's not that rare. All things considered. It's kind of a surprise how rare it is here. Like I don't play a lot of RPGs where I struggle to find any meat ever. But I don't think I've really had any in this one. Are these entire spells? Is he charging to cast the spells and that's it, I think? He's the schemer guy, right? I mean, he's the guy that works here? So he won't talk to me anymore? I met a skeleton in the hallways here that seems to be on the brink of seeing the true death. Hmm. Oh, never mind. That's old. I thought they were talking about the weird. The guy just kind of makes a noise at me, not in here, but where upstairs. The riddling skeleton. The skeleton is shaking its head and giggling to itself. It guffaws and snorts occasionally, biting down on its bony hand to stop itself. It is old enough that no meat is left on its bones, only a few colored rags. Greetings. Greetings? Yes? It sniggers. Puffs of dust flying forth with each breath. I had some questions. 'Twould do thee well to seek answers from another, for I've no interest in hearing thy questions. It covers its mouth, giggling and snorting. I know, terribly rude, but thou should have to forgive me this. Alright. Cool. That's the entire character. They just sit over there and they laugh a lot, and then that's the conversation. So that's a cave-in. That's why that hallway ends there. Can I even talk to anyone about the rats? My companion has been kidnapped by a powerful man who demands a greater skull for my companion's release. What should I do, Mary? Your friend? Right, the translation. Your friend? Take my skull. Still, Mary grips her head in both hands. Take your skull? But that'll kill you. Mary slowly shakes her head from side to side. Her splitting lips form what might be a sad smile. Kill? No. I'm already dead. Her hands remain at her temples, awaiting a reply. Thanks, Mary. I'll take your skull to Lothar. With the sickening, wet, wrenching sound, stale Mary tears her head from her shoulders. Her rotten body collapses in a stinking heap shortly after passing you her skull. Put the head away and leave. You say that, but it looks like it's here and not in my inventory. The dialogue lied to me.
Done.
Huh. Well, she did it so immediately and confidently that I'm just gonna not question her, I guess. But that was quite the move to make. I guess she's thankful for me keeping their secret, and so she's willing to help me get my friend back. And I'm just gonna not look that gift horse in the mouth, I guess. I definitely don't want to betray all of them for the skull. Even though I get the feeling that the organization as a whole is probably not a positive one. I don't know. Crypt of Dismemberment, Mosaic Crypt. Which one of these? I don't know which one of these is which exactly. There's a lot of doors here. There's definitely people that are just like stuck in the afterlife and just kind of figuring out what to do. Oh, this is the Pretty Tiles place.
Ready.
Someone talked about a place with pretty tiles earlier, and I thought it was my crypt, but it's probably this place. Sledgehammer, 2 to 9 crushing, no bonuses, so not much of a weapon. Ah, man. There's so many frustrating moments where I vaguely kind of remember something, and I'm like, I don't know whether I can't remember it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Seeing the Mosaic place, I'm like, okay, someone somewhere
Done.
said something. Ow. Ouchie. The inland metal of the mosaic floor says to be sitting in a slight depression. Seems to be sitting in a slight depression. It looks like it has been scraped. It has scraped the color from the tiles around it. So somewhere, someone, and I think maybe even recently, but not that this episode, said something about a crypt with a pretty floor, with pretty tiles. But that's all I remember. I don't remember who said it or why, so I don't know what to do with that information. So that's kind of rough. Okay, so pretty returns 1 result, but it's just saying that someone's pretty tough. Tiles and mosaic return no results. So the journal's not helping me here. I might check these 2 doors again really quick to see if there's I don't know if the thing is, I don't know if it mattered either. I don't know if it was just someone referencing this location existing or if it was like a thing to do. This room's empty. We just got attacked by a bunch of people. Like, given mistakes I've made so far, I'm just constantly paranoid now about what I might be screwing up at any given moment. It's just a lot of game to hold in your head at once over the course of several weeks. Off to the right side of his house, let's see. To the right of Ojo's house. I figured the crypt with the pretty tiles has got some secret about it. It smells different. There's a secret chamber somewhere abouts, but I can't figure a way into it. Okay. So he mentioned its existence, but we don't know anything beyond that. Before I forget, let's go to the buried village and get his stash.
I'm gone. Done.
So where's Ojo? Oh, here. Went.
Done.
It's around to the right of his house, I think, is what they said. I'm not really sure what to do here. Maybe it was that. Here is poison. I remember her.
All right.
Now that I'm actually here, I don't know if I know how to actually find it. Can you tell me about the man on the wall again? It's just a man in the wall who is a rat. There's a rat in the wall who is a man.
I'm gone.
Yeah, I don't think I really follow what's going on with this guy's stash. Where's the door? There it is. Right. So, I get mixed up because sometimes it's a four-directional arrow that indicates how you get through a door, and sometimes it's a doorway. Like your mouse over icon changes in scenarios. Wait. Oh, this is a different door. The door and the portal next to each other are different things. Ow. Ow. Rude. Stop. Ow. It's just a skull. For some reasons, it gives you a bad feeling. These holes lead down into the darkness. The stench of rotting meat rises from them. These gratings are slightly crusted with old, dried blood. Ah! This dungeon's being mean to me. This is some of the now malfunctioning machinery that powers the devices above.
I'm gone.
I turn it off from down here? Die, rats. These tails are worth 1 whole copper. Wow, that's the longest path you get. I guess you can't go through the middle. Body. Severed arm, but who and why? 1 to 8 crushing special new tattoos? The severed arm is as hard as a wooden club. It looks like it was severed cleanly at the shoulder, most likely with a scythe blade. And even though it looks many decades old, it is more petrified than rotted. It has an unhealthy gray pallor and is covered with scars. Intricate tattoos decorate its surface, spiraling up the wrist all the way to the remains of the shoulder. You can't explain why, but you feel like you should take this arm to a tattoo artist and have it examined. Some of the tattoos on it are fascinating. Oh. It's my severed arm. It's covered in scars, but it got cut off apparently, and a new one grew back apparently. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Try to keep that one in mind. This is a sickening pool of dried and drying blood and gore. It looks like there may be something of interest on some of the body parts in there. Okay, but you won't inspect them? Oh, this is the inspection. This is the interaction spot. I thought that was where I clicked. This body has been horribly mangled. It looks like it's been burned, stabbed, sliced, bludgeoned, and forced through a grate. It's in two halves, lying in a crusted pool of old blood. The voice that emerges from it, though, is practically jovial, and there's a tinge of maddened glee to it.
Aye, Burke? What are you wantin'?
The answers to some questions.
Mayhap I tell? Mayhap I won't. Ask your questions.
Who are you?
Loden, eh? Me and Bert, sometimes Grease. Though he were nothing but a bossy piker, and he was with us this last time. We was kings of the catacombs. Dunno where Bert is, probably dead.
What happened to you?
Made a wrong turn when we were running from where we dumped Grease. Bolted in here, and before I realized my mistake, got diced up and sliced up 20 ways to peek. Got my pieces shoved down the grate, and now... now not even the Dusties will pay for this lot.
He lets out a wet chuckle that smells like swamp gas. Why do people die and then just don't die? What happened to Grease?
Story of its own. Mostly my idea it was, and it came off all right at first. Bert didn't have no clue what I was doing. Did some looking around, found out where a Gould made its home, and thought we'd take old Grease down there. Turns out the Goulds made more Ghouls, and they nearly had us. Shoved Grease inside and took off like the lady herself was after us. Betting Grease is dead.
He is.
I'd say it's a pity, but I don't think it is. Man had the heart of a worm and the soul of a serpent, and there's a reason we called him the Vulture. Figure if I'm dead, I'm just as happy as I'm just happy he is too.
How did you die? Loden, Grease, and Bert. Tell me about the catacombs.
Weeping stone is what we call them on account of the water off in the ceiling and the crying faces on the walls. Plenty of crypts down here, and plenty more we've plundered. More's the pity we fell afoul of them, but it was bound to happen. I knew this place like the back of my hand, but it's all going dark on me now.
Farewell. That's it. You just kind of comically reveal the fate of this character, and that's it, mostly. Do. I guess you just try to get back out of here without dying on the way out again. It hurts in here. It hurts. I should have sent one person, actually. There's no reason for everyone else to take damage.
All right.
Burke, Grease, and Loden. So Grease is the one in the crypt. Is Loden... They talked about losing people, but that's common with them. I want to review whether or not one of the people upstairs is named Loden. Is that the guard at the gate?
I'm gone.
That's Bar. He bars the gate, right? I didn't know there was a toll. Lots of folks don't, but there is. How much is it? For you, 50 coins. 50? I don't know if I feel like paying that much. That's too bad. I'll see you when you do. You ain't getting through then. He turns away.
I'm here.
Alright.
Why not? Got it.
I'm gone.
Oh! They don't like that. Well, then I guess they die. How's that toll working for you? I really wish that they would keep attacking people instead of just standing still. Just with how difficult visibility is, it's kind of hard to tell whether or not everyone even is attacking at the moment. Well, he made up a toll, even though I've been come and gone several times, and then attacked me. I wonder if I fucked up my alignment yet. Alright, we're looking for Burke. Loden's the guy I just talked to. I think it's Burke with a U, not Burke because Burke with an E is the insult. I don't know if I'll meet him.
Done.
I went ahead and unkilled them.
I'm gone.
Hey, you want to know that the guy's dead? Off to the right side of his house as he faces his door. Might just be the pendant or whatever? I don't know. His name is Grease, not the name of the guy of that other place. They're dead. Truth now. Yay. Aye. Good. Hate to think they'd got away clean with me left here for dead. Alright, well.
I'm gone.
Nothing comes of it, but I've updated him on the truth of it. Is this Lie of the Face and Stone? Is Burke one of the body? I don't remember who Burke is. So sorry, everyone. I don't know how, but I also don't know how anyone ever can possibly have this insane memory for every single name they've ever encountered in a game like this.
Damn.
But apparently, my character says truth, so I must know now. And I guess I have a skull, so I can finally get my party member back.
Done.
I do wonder how much I might have missed out on by not having him in the party for a while. Not even just experience, but just like interactions. Stop shift tabbing, damn it. Because Morte can be entertaining. And he was our companion for the entire game up until like slightly. Like the moment we got anyone else, he then got kidnapped. So we've had to do a lot of game with only him and then a lot of game without him. And it's because I in the background misinterpreted a quest and thought that I was gonna find some skull through happenstance in the future. But then it turned out to be that I could always access. I was wrong about every possible stage. Even when I thought I was correct now about it, I'm like, oh fuck. He had a gate under his base and I forgot or misinterpreted something. I'm not really sure which happened. I don't know. I came back the next week or something maybe and didn't know what I didn't remember how the quest worked and the quest log didn't explain it clearly enough for me to get back on track. One of those. Even then I was like, oh shit, there was a dungeon this whole time under here and this is what I was supposed to do and I just walked away instead. No. But then it wasn't a new dungeon. It was the place I'd already been to before. So all along the skull was just her skull. Alternatively, I think it could have been the Nameless King's skull. But I think they didn't, I don't think she wanted me to take that one, so. I have the skull of Stale Mary, zombie leader of the dead nations. Lothar takes the head of Stale Mary from you, brushes off some of the excess flesh, and carefully examines it. Zombie leader of the dead nations, you say? This will be satisfactory? His fingers twist through an arcane gesture. Your friend will be waiting for you above ground, where you came in. Have your answers from me. I have many questions. Keep it quick, scarred one. I cannot tarry all day. Why am I immortal?
Updated my journal.
Your mortality, your soul, if you will, that which allows you to live and die, is gone from you. It was stripped from you by magical means, by the night hag Ravel Puzzlewell. Your mortality is the key to your existence. When you find it, you will find your answers. Tell me about this Ravel. Ravel Puzzlewell is an enigma, even among the night hags. Some would call her barmy, others say she plays a deeper game than any can see through. She is evil, through and through, making the fiends you'll see in the area seem positively divine when compared to her. She is out of the reach of men now, thank the powers, for she was mazed by the Lady of Pain. So in retrospect, I'm seeing that, like, okay, this game lacks an obvious through line of what to do, what the main narrative is. There isn't like a big core conflict of the setting that I'm trying to like resolve. It's entirely internal. But in the first part of the game, you're trying to find your journal, and that's the driving factor, and you're very directly telegraphed to go after the person that brought your body in, because they probably took your journal. And so that does not get resolved. You never find your journal, but that was clearly what you're supposed to do for the first part of the game. We're still looking for the journal now, technically. But then the moment I get in this region, Morte's skull is stolen from me. It's like, oh, well, my party member's gone. I gotta get him back. And so I guess that was arguably the main story, because it is a pressing matter of like, how do I get my party member back? And given a lack of other main story stuff, that would seem like the most important element to do. Which, it made sense immediately, but then I, of course, like, went to do other stuff first, because I thought I had to confront. It seemed obvious that I'd be going into some kind of base and having to confront Lothar and his... Like, there's like a necromancer or some shit. Like, I gotta confront his whole army, presumably. That's the combat area of the zone, so I should get the experience I can from exploring the area, and also maybe... Like, common RPG level design is that you do the zone first and talk to all the people, because they might have quests that involve the same location and places that you can do at the same time, and you get experience that would help you with any conflict, and so on and so forth. But then I came in here and it's just like, yeah, I got your skull. Bring me another one. And that was the whole interaction. So I put it off for too long, but then I also put off resolving it for too long. Mazed? How do I find her? Mazes are like pocket dimensions, small places between places. To reach one, you need to find a portal and a key. I do not know where the door or the key are. Perhaps you should seek some of your old acquaintances. You have certainly left a trail of them behind. They will find you, no doubt. Pray they mean you well. Perhaps you should visit the Civic Fest Hall. They have many answers there. What did Ravel do?
Updated my journal.
She was a maker of toys and puzzles, a solver of problems that didn't need solving. She decided that Sigil, the cage, was the largest puzzle box of all, and set herself onto it, to let in the armies of fiends at her disposal, no doubt to upset the balance of my city, and turn the entire burg into a charnel house. Pray to any power you hold dear, with thanks she did not succeed. A charnel house. I will find her then, and force her to return my mortality. Farewell. What a thing to be dedicated to bringing back, honestly. I don't know if I fully grasp the idea of being in a huge hurry to, I'm curious whether I'll get attacked or not for doing this.
Why not?
Nothing in there. So...
Might as well.
There's also nothing there. Okay.
I'm gone.
Anyway. Is there no other dialogue with him, actually? You again? What do you want from old Lothar now? I have given you your skull, friend, and your answers. I warn you, I haven't all day to attend to you. I just wanted to talk to you some more. He stares at you coolly, makes a small motion, and you find yourself gone. Wait a minute.
Hey, it's our little friend. Look at him go.
Alright, how do I... I reorganize the party? What level is he? Level 6, 7, 8, 6, 6, 6, 7. So he's a level behind. He's a level behind Fall from Grace. Morte's back. Baby. I want to reorganize the party and put him in the front again. Of the like roster here. Feels weird what order he's in the back now. I don't think that's a button. I don't think the game lets you do that. Okay.
Done.
Bow, 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 bow. Okay. Now I got the party back. I guess let's go. Let's have a chat with him. I also might be behind on dialogue with Fall from Grace. Oh right, tattoos. A reminder that I need to go back and visit the Dabus. I can't remember his name right now. What do you know about the Blood War?
It's a war. A big, bloody, messy war. It happens everywhere. You can't always see it. You see, Chief, it's a war between two nasty races, demons and devils. Once upon a time, they didn't know about each other. The devils were evil, but it was an orderly kind of evil. And the demons were also evil, but they were more relaxed about it.
There's something really goofy about explaining lawful and chaotic evil in just such obvious terms. It's just really goofy.
More impulsive, more chaotic, less organized. The devils were like politicians. The demons were like butchers. Then one day, the two races met. They looked at each other and they didn't like how the other race treated evil.
I'm sorry, this conflict seems silly. It's really stupid whenever it's explained.
And they fought ever since. It's a big nightmare, but at least it keeps those two races occupied so they don't run all over the plains.
I can't, it's stupid. I can't, it's stupid. It's so dumb. It's so dumb. All you have to be is like, there are two evil, chaotic, there are two evil races in these two different realms, and they hate each other. Because they hate most things, and so they attack each other and fight each other because they attack and fight most things. That's just what they're like. That's all you have to say. You could then separately discuss like how one of them is like has a lawful sort and so on, but like them fighting over their lawfulness and chaoticness is just really goofy. It's just really goofy in the concept of evil.
They don't like how each other one treats evil. You're like, what?
What does that mean? And I know what it means, but I can't accept the definition because it's so bizarre. What do you know about the night hag Ravel?
Well, she's a night hag, and she was definitely barmy enough to make you immortal of all people. I mean, she could have chosen me.
Mort rolls his eyes.
Still, anyone adult enough to lock blades with the Lady of Pain isn't someone we really want to find.
How did you die, Mort?
No idea, Chief. Kinda forgot when I died. Can't say I blame myself much. At least there was something waiting for me after I died. Even if it was life as a floating skull. I mean, it could have been worse.
What happened to your body?
I don't know, alright? It's just gone.
Mort glares at you.
But don't think I miss it, because I'm happy just the way I am, and I don't need your half-wit judgments or snide remarks, alright?
I think, yeah, that's all dialogue. Anyway, Mort is back. Let's put his teeth back in. Who has his teeth?
Hey.
There you go.
Hey. Hey, come on, come on, come on. Hey. 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 Hey, come on. Hey, come on. Hey.
Really goofy. He's like he's ticklish when I'm ripping his teeth out and replacing them with other teeth over and over again. Data one. Bell. There we go. Oh! Baby wants to party.
You see that?
I'm gone.
Well,
Be a part, Chief. Just look natural. Casual.
it's a little more unceremonious than I was hoping, his return. Like, there's no conversation about him rejoining the party. And you can't, and there's no dialogue about his kidnapping afterwards. Wow, they're just leaving. Oh, my screen, okay. I thought my screen was scrolled all the way, so I was confused when they just left the screen.
Hey, come on.
Come on! Sheva! I'm so sorry. I'm not sorry. Need some of you to reach this door.
This is one of Fell's studios, is it not? I have long wanted to meet him.
This is one of Fell's studios? How many studios does Fell have? Fall from Grace, can you translate for me? Yes, of course. Ask him if he did the tattoos on this dismembered arm I found. Normal sentence. Fell examines it for a moment, tracing the patterns with his finger, then looks up, and a series of rebuses form, hazy at first, then come sharply into focus. You think he said the arm is yours, but the tattoo speaks of you and 4 others. What did he say, Grace? Grace reads the symbols as they materialize. Fell says the arm is indeed yours and the tattoos are his work. She pauses as she studies the last section. He says that one tattoo tells of a time when you shared your path with 4 others. 4 others? 4 strings of symbols swirl from Fell's head, matching the pattern upon the dismembered arm. The symbols are hard to translate, and at the end you're not certain if you've translated them correctly. You think he said, an unloved one that loves. An unloved one that loves, and one that sees. Someone familiar, and the last, a chained one. As you finish the translating, the 4 strings seem to form themselves into links, and they merge into a chain. So it's our previous party, I had 4 companions. One of them was definitely Dinara, the unloved one that loves. She loved me, but I didn't love her, it seems to be the takeaway, or at least, maybe not. That's the current situation, because I don't know her anymore. I feel like the familiar one might be Morte, who seems to have just been around, and is playing coy with information. What did he say, Grace? Grace reads the swirling symbols, her face becomes grave. The minds of the 4 are written upon the tattoo. One who loved unrequited love. One who is blind but sees still. One familiar, I think. And the last, a slave whose chains are his word. Grace falls silent as the 4 symbols form themselves into links, then into a chain. His chains are his word, like he's bound by to stick to whatever he says. He can't lie or is bound by vows. What is that symbol? The symbol sharpens, gaining edges that are almost painful to your eyes. Fell nods at your left arm, at your shoulder. From what you can make up, he's saying that the mark on your shoulder is Torment. The Planescape Torment! The next series of symbols seem to hint at suffering, even when forgotten. Grace says softly, Torment. She studies it, then turns away, as if it is painful. Fel says... She takes a breath. That the flesh knows it suffers, even when the mind forgets. She looks up and meets your gaze, and her eyes are a strange shade of azure, the shade that speaks of sadness and tears. Fel says that the rune acts like a lodestone, drawing other tormented souls to you. Are you tormented souls? Or does it mean something else? Does it still work when it's not attached to me? Ask if he's heard of Ravel. There's a long moment of visual silence. It drags out so long that at first you wonder if Fel heard you. Then a few symbols, strangely gray-colored, appear sluggishly above his head. He's saying that he has, and that she is not a myth. Fel says she is no myth. Wow, whenever an ally translates, they're really good at it. So special and helpful. I'm guessing that I just have high stats that make me translate well, and so normally this is not very helpful description, and then what people say is more helpful. Does he know where she is? A series of gray symbols swirl around Fel's head like a slow-moving whirlpool, then flatten themselves into the bizarre, twisting pattern. You think he is saying something about a maze, but he's using the word maze as if it was a verb. What did he say, Grace? Grace's voice becomes somber as she reads the symbols. Fel says Ravel lies within one of the lady's mazes. Mazes? The next series of symbols march out like a train of slaves carrying a heavy load. You think he's saying something about imprisonment or punishment. Grace's voice becomes somber as she reads the symbols. Fel says Ravel's will was not the lady's will. So she was punished. Ravel was placed in one of the lady's mazes. Grace turns to you. Are you familiar with the mazes? I'm just gonna say no. Even though we do know. Grace places her hands together, thumbs and fingers touching, forming a rough circle. The lady is said to have the power to take pieces of Sigil. You watch in surprise as a ghostly image of Grace's little finger pulls itself from the hand and floats into the air, curling into a small circle, and make a maze. The small ghostly circle floats in the air, then begins slowly rotating. The piece of Sigil she takes holds the prisoner. There is no escaping being mazed. It can happen at any time. While walking down the street, through a door, she claps her hands, and then you are somewhere else. Inside the ghostly circle, you could suddenly see a flicker of movement, like someone walking inside. Grace continues, the tiny ghost maze reflecting in her eyes. It is said there is a portal that leads out of each maze, but they are difficult to find. Perhaps they are left in to give the prisoner hope. Perhaps they are left in to torture the prisoner. The ghostly maze dissolves. Perhaps it is both. Why did Ravel get placed in a maze? A white oval appears beside Fel, and a sharp crack appears in it. You think he's saying something about cracking the cage/city, but you're not certain. Maybe Ravel's trying to crack this city open? Maybe they were even made a maze by making me immortal, and my own existence as a threat. Although then you think that we would get mazed. Grace studies the symbols carefully. Fel says that Ravel attempted to open the cage. Grace turns to you. The cage is another name for Sigil. Grace frowns in thought. I have no idea why she would try to do such a thing. It could be that Ravel tried to breach Sigil's walls. Does he know how to reach her? Another stream of rebuses trail out from Fel, but these float lower as if they're carrying a heavy weight. From what you can understand, Fel doesn't seem to know how to reach her, and that one shouldn't try to find her. Fel doesn't know how she could be found. He warns us not to look for her because... Grace studies the last section of the symbols. Fel says Ravel is in the lady's keeping. What else does he know about Ravel? This is the old stuff. I had another question I wanted to ask him. Before you can change the subject, a new series of symbols appear around Fel. The structure is that of an X, and they pulse like a weak heartbeat. You think he's warning you to leave Ravel alone. Grace studies the symbols and frowns slightly in concern. Fel warns us not to look for Ravel. He says she has a black heart, and that if she lives, she will seek to hurt you, and us. I'll keep that in mind. That's enough for now. Okay. So our new objective is to find a witch that has been imprisoned by the specific leader of this city that obliterates you if you cross her. So we're trying to find someone that might kill us, who is, and doing so is against the will of somebody else that also might kill us. And they're both very powerful, and they're inside of an impossible maze. Things are going well. I can't even kill the things in the sewers, so I'm prepared for this problem.